to Captivated Television. I'm Natasha.
And I'm Fitz.
And today we're going to discuss, like we usually do.
Going on a rant pretty much.
So last night, Kanye West was in San Jose, California. And he ranted about 80% of the concert. This is what I heard from people that I know that went to the concert, but it's also been reported in the media. And during this rant, he made it a point to say that he didn't vote, and that if he did vote, he would have voted for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody has their own speculation on what his reasoning for letting that be known to the public, because that could have, first of all, you didn't vote, so that could have been kept to yourself.
Right.
But you made it a point to, say that you would have went for Trump. I think he did that because he's not really friends with Beyonce and Jay-Z no more.
Mm-hmm.
Since he married him, their friendship, I think, has been strained. And so he knows that Jay-Z and Beyonce have heavily endorsed Hillary Clinton. So I think that he feels like, I'm going to go against them, and I'm going to make it a point to say, I would have supported Trump. Mm-hmm. I think that's what it boils down to. I mean, do you think differently?
For me, I think that literally he would have. Let's be honest. Kanye West has clearly lost his mind since he lost his mother. Let's be 110. He's never been the same since his mother left. So I do think that he is kind of like...
That is when he starts spiraling.
Cool. I don't mean to I just feel like that, although, he does put out some decent music sometimes, I feel like he has lost who he was, because Nicki Minaj had been pointing out at one interview she did a while ago that, from the Gold Digger, he has that line that says, when you get on, you leave your girl for a white girl. Mm-hmm. However the line go, I might be fucking it up.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He did that. He pretty much did that. He pretty much got the money, got the fame, got everything, and then went to Kim Kardashian. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. Fine. It could be a genuine connection between those two, which I doubt, but fine, whatever. I don't know. I'm not laying in their bed or I don't know them. So, yeah, that could be what it is. So, as far as the Donald Trump comment, I really do think that he did it to just be a cool. I really think that because he thinks he can be president. Remember, he had a whole easy president situation. So I really think that he thinks that it doesn't matter. You don't have to necessarily be equipped.
He's living up to his Kanye Kardashian name.
And whatever, fine, whatever. Keep your name in the tabloids and in the press. But I wanted to say this because last time I was kind of upset about Trump winning. When we did talk about the election and everything. But I did realize I do realize that Trump winning doesn't really change anything, and if it does, more so my reason why I am upset is because I am uncomfortable. I do feel like, oh my god, everything's going to shit. But with Trump winning,
it's just out in the open now.
It's just out in the open, and I kind of feel like we need to kind of pull that Band-Aid off.
Truthful about their racism, they don't have to hide it anymore.
Exactly,
because I'm sure it's been eating them up. I can't be blatantly racist. Yeah. Why is it so socially acceptable?
Yeah.
Trump has made the shit acceptable.
Right.
They out here vandalizing people's shit.
Crazy. Right.
They out here just committing hate crimes left and right.
Yeah.
And this is why we don't want him in office.
Yeah. And it's but that's why, but I think that honestly it may be a blessing in disguise. Although I do feel like he's gonna fuck shit up, but when I've said that I don't think things are gonna change, is that there's been racist people. I've been known that racism is still a problem. Period. It's been a problem. Now it's just it's right in front of our face. But it's been in front of our face. Police was killing our people for this last year has been crazy for us. Or last few years have been crazy for us. So it's not like it hasn't been known. I just think now it's more of a fucking, how when you type somebody something, you can put small caps. When you put it in caps, it's like, I mean, that shit, that's kind of think how it is now. I think now everything's just in caps. Now we do literally see that racist people are not afraid to say certain shit. But I will say this. They better watch yourself. Because I'm honestly, I don't like fighting or whatever.
Shirt out.
But I think,
You got a shirt out, sorry.
No, go ahead.
They got a shirt out that says, don't let your president get your ass
whooped. Honestly, because I'm the kind of person, I really think that
shit's real.
I really think that I'm going to... I can't let nobody outright call me a nigger. It's gonna boil something inside of me just because, the same passion I have about voting. So many people that like voting, I really have passion because of my ancestors.
This is why we don't want them to say it is because we know that when they say it, it's with a racial and it's with a ill intent. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm hearing it from my fellow minority, they just, they said it. I mean, don't get me wrong. We can say it.
I said it. We took a word and changed it into something positive because it was kind of like the conversation we had before our last video about cracker and nigger. They try to compare the two. You can't compare the two. Our people literally came over crackers to make
y'all only got called cracker because of
crack.
Y'all calling
exactly. It wasn't because of saltine crackers or anything like that. Like people try to make it about the saltine cracker. I'm like, it has nothing to do with that. It's because the whip cracked. We tried to make a joke into our oppression. And the same way we took the nigger and changed it to nigga, so that way it's still, we change it up because we know that people
we know the way that y'all want to say. Y'all want to still use it with the ER.
Off top.
Y'all want to use it with the ER. Y'all want to know.
Yeah, off top. So, I really want to strike back from the last video we did when we did talk about the election. I'm not sad at all anymore. I'm more so like, okay, let's make an action. I may not be the type of person that's going to boycott and I actually probably won't shop for Black Friday, but I'm not going to be the type of person that's going to like rally in the streets like that so fast. I'm not that type of person, but I will. If somebody call me a nigger, I'm going to, yeah, that's something that honestly I'm willing to die for. I didn't watch I really feel like that, for that, I'm willing to die for because my ancestors fought too hard. As much as passion, that's why I was like, vote. You gotta vote. Like, because my ancestors, people died for that shit for us to be able to vote now.
But so then I'm sure if you were we're speaking to your ancestors now, like they straight up tell you like, look where voting got us. Like,
oh, they were on their
like
grave
they'll
now.
tell you now, like
they're on their grave.
You don't need to vote for a lesser evil.
Yeah,
like
no, I feel like that, but it's more so. I think for them, it was more about being treated equally, regardless of whatever situation is. It's more about us being treated as humans. If the white people can vote, why can't we vote? And that's all it's about. It's all about us being treated fairly. I'm not saying that you guys have to kiss our ass, because I think a lot of white people think that, they just want us to kiss their ass.
Getting mad because people exercise their right. Like, if I have a right to vote, I have a right not to vote too. So,
and that's very, very true. But when you don't vote, you don't have shit to say when it does come down, when shit start falling down the hill. That's what I feel about it. It's fine to not, you're right. As a human being, you have the right to not vote. But when shit start going wrong and they start taking food stamps and all that other help from the government that a lot of our people rely on, and although more white people do rely on it, but I'm just going to go for my people that I know. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear about, oh no, this happened. No, because you didn't vote. Because at the end of the day, voting, at least for props, can make a difference. And voting for a president can make a difference. California won, thank God. We voted for Hillary. Hillary won California, which is cool. But, when it comes down to the numbers, at one point, Donald Trump was above Hillary as far as population, or even that maybe that 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the people that said they didn't want to vote, or all the people that were Ryan Hennessy or Harambe, maybe it would have been so outstanding that she won that they couldn't deny her the presidency. So something has to make a difference. I understand that the whole whatever the fuck, electoral vote, people are upset about that, but at the end of the day, the numbers weren't crazy high for Hillary, or else I don't feel like they would be able to deny that. I don't feel like they would be able to say, no, Donald Trump's still going to win if the population would have been a fucking blowout for Hillary. I don't feel that way. It probably was maybe a couple thousand votes that she won over him, but it clearly wasn't a blowout. And that's all because a lot of people did not vote. A lot of people feel like, oh no, or vote stupid shit on the ticket.
Since the election, they said she's like won by 1 million.
Now,
over 1 million.
Well, yeah, but it's already said and done.
Yeah,
I'm saying that night, when they were bringing in the counts, it should have been outstanding. Like it was for Obama. I remember Obama, nigga, I was not up to fucking 1 o'clock in the morning to see who won. Literally, it was like 8 o'clock. Obama's the president. Like, it was that outstanding that he won. So it wasn't like that for him.
It wasn't a close anything
at all. So that's why I'm just like, I don't want to hear, you're, like you said, your people are, sis voted, but for other people that did not vote and want to say, oh, I don't vote because I don't want to vote for lesser evil, I understand that, I get it, but times are going to be a lot more different, and like I said, it's going to make us uncomfortable, and that's good. We need to move. Now, things will change, but I'm looking like Obamacare, and, I know people that's on that shit, and that's about to be gone. Gay marriage, about to be gone.
You know what?
That shit about to be gone.
I know, so we talk about like political stuff and all that. America's in 5 wars right now.
Wow. I never know that.
Yeah,
my sister's in the Navy, but she's not.
They say most Americans have no idea that America is in 5 wars.
I can believe it because they still ship people away. Because my sister, she's not a part of that section. She does more of the health section, but a lot of her friends were being shipped out, so they're being shipped out for something.
And one of them goes to Africa.
Oh, they're finding good start on people, huh? That's interesting. That's interesting. That's very, very weird. But that kind of shows us, where we stand in America. Let's move on to the next topic because I always get and can go on forever.
Oh yeah, we can. Like when it comes to politics and political matter, whatever you want, however you want to call it, it's an ongoing conversation.
It definitely is. And
most of the stuff that we talk about can be ongoing.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna say this to our people. If you thought that America gave a damn about you, now we do know that it don't. I mean, we should already knew. Like, this America was
when it came to this country and started slaying my ancestors, you knew that these motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about us.
Kanye can say what he wants to say, but I think that it speaks more. Because honestly, Trump campaign was filled with hate. Fueled with hate. That's what I want to say. But like, literally with hate. Whereas now, if we all feel like immigrants, as far as illegal immigrants are a problem, as far you running to be the president, there are certain things. There's a way to conduct yourself. There's a way to carry yourself when you're trying to become a president. To just say, "Oh, let's build a wall. They're all evil. They're all rapists." You're spilling hate. You're fueling hate, and that's my problem with it. Like, I can't believe that literally he won. Oh, no, strike that. I can't believe that he won because honestly, I know that racism was a big thing, but I'm just shocked that literally the racists really been out there and voted for his ass like crazy. So I'm just want to say to my brothers,
this is their white lash. We talked about it last video.
Yeah, point blank.
Their white lash for having a black president for 8 years. They couldn't stand it.
Point blank. And
they didn't care who ran that was a white man, but they were going to vote for him.
Period. And if you had any doubt, my brother and sister, that America is not for us, now there's no excuse now. So for anybody that still want to say, America's land of the free and the proud and the great for our color and for any minority, you should know that literally they don't give a damn. This is a white built country. This country is for the white people, period. I ain't gonna say white man. It's more for the white man because it's more so
like white supremacy affects the entire world.
Of course, because United States
America, I think,
is the most powerful country.
Feel it the most as far as mass incarceration goes. But the whole world feels it. Feels the white supremacy.
You know how much trading we do with other countries? Like the fact that he's about to win not about to win, excuse me, he won the presidency. It's so like, I'm not shocked like I said, but I'm more like disgrace. I feel like it's a disgrace.
Because you never really heard before like the intricacy of him putting certain people into positions. I really recall you hearing every single person that Obama put in his White House on staff.
They may have had like on CNN daytime
or something, but it wasn't mainstream news.
And it's because he's choosing a lot of controversial people. He's shooting a lot of white supremacists to be in higher power positions. And honestly, guys, please, all our viewers, understand that. Please, I'm gonna be 100 with you guys. I literally went to go get my license for a gun. I literally registered and I have started the process so I can get a firearm. I actually told Much Love because she had a video saying like, you guys need to get prepared, get ready so you ain't, or stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. And literally, I took that key like I have to prepare myself because this world about to be so different.
I think the number one way to prepare ourselves, though, don't get me wrong, you prepare yourself for the physical world, obviously, but spiritually, you need to flee from Babylon, and Babylon is just following worldly ways. And period. I mean, some people might just look at it as America alone, but no, and they might even think leave in America, but no, Babylon is like this entire world. Like leave the worldly ways alone. You have to start being like living a righteous life.
I can see that. But for me,
you have to flee spiritually. That's the only real escape from this hell that's about to take over.
It's definitely about to be hell because even if I fight till I die, it's still gonna be a fight. But you're saying if I can escape spiritually, that's a different type of fight. That's a different type of freedom outside of this body. So I understand. I can get that. I get it. So everybody, just pray. I do think everybody should get prepared for whatever, because the guns, free guns, all that shit, free
I
firearms.
only say that because we can get guns and fight the war in that way, but you gonna run out of bullets at some point.
And they ain't.
So,
and they ain't. But I mean, I ain't planning on just going around blasting motherfuckers.
Oh no, obviously not.
It's when
the threat comes to your door.
Yeah. Martial law come in.
Martial law in the world order. Well, we already in the world order.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Because the human do bleed just like
the fact that Trump is elected. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The fact that Trump is elected, his presidency is affecting the whole world, and it's been like that for like the past few decades. I'm sure the American president affects the entire world.
Yes, we are the most powerful country in the world.
That's being under one government, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, there are Republicans too, so even more so. Like, it's about to be crazy. But let's move on, because I've been said a couple minutes ago we should have been moved on.
Yeah,
so let's go
ahead. Topic.
It's crazy. So let's go ahead and go into Nick Gordon being held responsible for the death of Bobby Katrina, and he has been ordered to pay the Houston estate $36 million. Or maybe the Brown estate. Maybe it's Brown, because she's Brown. So I'm sure it's probably the Brown estate.
Money they ain't gonna ever see. Especially if they lock this boy up.
All they're gonna do is get taxes every year if he even decides to work. Because I wouldn't work if I knew my taxes were gonna be going.
Because that was just a civil. That's just a civil suit.
Yeah, but
he would have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
But
criminally, he wasn't found guilty.
Criminal.
I think they had trial.
About to say they're still investigating.
Oh, I know.
They're still talking about personal charges.
Well,
and all
shit,
that. If he's convicted of actually murdering her or whatever, he's gonna be in jail. So they really ain't gonna see that money.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's gonna be a wrap. They ain't gonna see that shit, please, because our tax is gonna be taken care of his ass.
That's not even realistic.
Yeah, this is pointless. So maybe, but you know what? They probably honestly, maybe it's not the criminals probably not closed because they probably just want to do civil first, so that way they have more for their criminals. So that does make sense. I can see that being true, actually. Very true. So I had one more topic, but it just escaped me. Fuck. What was the one I want to talk about?
You want to talk about? Well, it was a couple of them you had suggested. Mm-hmm. One was the teacher in the school.
Oh, damn! But that thing's back down the long road. But so a teacher in Baltimore.
It's just high tension
with
race.
Crazy.
It's, like we said, an ongoing topic.
A teacher in Baltimore called her students niggers. She was highly upset about, I guess, maybe people didn't turn homework or maybe everybody failed the test. I don't know what she was upset about. But she pretty much called the whole class niggers and said they were going to be shot anyway or some shit like that. And the kids taped that. For me being, I've been out of high school for 10 years at this point. I could not imagine being in a classroom and my teacher called me a nigger. I can imagine. Now, I never agree with kids hitting on their teachers because I believe you show respect when respect is given. And then on top of that, it's your elder. But at that point, you call me a nigger, I might have had to pick up a chair and throw it at her ass. Because that's like beyond. I don't care how mad you get. And if you do have that personal feelings. And even more so, this is the people that's teaching our future. These are the people that's teaching
That's why I'm at in my head.
It's like, you're teaching our future and you have these negative thoughts. So maybe they failed the test because you aren't teaching them correctly. Or they didn't turn it hard because you aren't teaching them correctly. Because you deep inside, you don't give a fuck. You think they're niggers. You know? So
the way the world is set up now, go ahead.
It's crazy. It's just it very much so. It's like you said, everything just comes to the upfront. Everything is on the uprise. Everything is being shown.
They're been blatant.
And it just, the masks have been ripped off. And if for anybody that was naive enough to think that racism hasn't been alive and well, now I guess you will see. And it's so funny because it's been alive and well. Like, we've been known that people are racist, that people.
But now their white counterparts that was so in denial can see for themselves. They can't deny it now. Like, oh my goodness, my people really are still racist. But then at the same time, they don't care because they're not going. A lot of the times they're not going to say nothing to their racist counterparts at all. They're not going. say that's wrong.
Yeah, then that's like I said, we need
but
their
they'll
help.
tell us to shut up about talking
exactly.
about race,
right?
And the quickness.
But it's more so. How do you not see that? It was just 60 years ago. My grandfather, Martin Luther King. My fucking grandmother wasn't able to use a certain fucking faucet. Like it was, and that's my grandmother. Like how do you not feel like that's? It's not like I'm saying my great grandmother. Like this is right next to like. Come on, how don't you understand that there is still alive? Because a lot of people are still living. My grandfather just died.
They feel because they're not hanging out people from trees or anything.
Yeah, it's still alive and kicking.
But they are shooting them in the back.
Exactly.
Now, so
it's still because of they feel now they're saying that they're thugs. That's another word for nigger. That's another word for nigger. But it's so funny that what I do find that's funny is that maybe because maybe we were younger in the 90s. That we didn't pay attention, but I just from what I remember and from the way it seems to me that it wasn't that high of like police brutality and killing, at least on mainstream news. Maybe it was happening like Rodney King was a big fucking deal. Social media.
That's part of the ritual to pin us against each other. Because when you think about your personal life and you go out, you might feel and receive undertone racism or whatever, but you don't see it as much as you. They putting it in the media to create this tension, to fuel this race war, because what you feed is the energy you gonna put back out, what you.
But like I said, social media may be a bigger the biggest responsibility for it because now it's so easy. All of us, like Rodney King, went to that during the 90s.
You go film it.
Right, it was a small. They didn't have camera phones or video phones. Now we have to where somebody can just video phone it and upload to Facebook and boom, there it is. So maybe it has been going on, but I feel like now it's just
you can capture it.
It's right out there. It's just like so horrid. I don't understand it. I'm literally like I'm to the point to where I'm like I don't understand how this hasn't been done. Like I said when everybody like Fidel Castro, all them people were killed by police officers. I don't understand that training should be implemented. Mental tests should be implemented. Like body cam should be implemented instantly. Like something is going on with our law enforcement. It's not the people. They're supposed to be able to deal with the thuggish person from the most square person. They're supposed to be able to deal with every range of person because you're signed up to serve the community. So you should be able to be able to deal with the people that are in the community.
But it goes back to them like they shouldn't be able to enforce law so easily either. Like it takes 9 years to like be a lawyer and practice law, but it takes like 3 years or less than that.
I feel bad. I gotta say the brown name.
But it takes less than that to enforce it. Like it's a backwards system. It shouldn't be like that. But we kind of strayed. I wanted to make a point. Like I feel like we're at a point where we realize that segregation wasn't such a bad thing. I think that we should be teaching our own children, and we wouldn't have to deal with white people exploding on their minority students and stuff. I feel like we need to start building our own schools, like building our own communities up again, and teaching our children ourselves. Because I feel like at the end of the day, you can't trust people who were never for you to teach you about you, like your history and like where you come from, and like like they're not going to help our people in that way, in like proper education, true education, not just watered down stuff. No. So I feel like that plays a role in it. You have to start pulling our children out of their schools and really getting and like we need to build the Black community. We got to start in our own neighborhoods, and we have to. I don't know. We can't continue to let them teach our. I'm sorry. This is what it comes down to me. Like we gotta figure out how to come together as a community and take charge and teach our own children. That's going to take time, but we have to start having a discussion now. So, like 10 years from now, we could really have this going instead of, and we won't have to deal with racist people sitting there calling our children out of their names. Now, I mean, that I'm not even going to say that because they probably will still do it, but they don't have to do it in our children's presence. And I'm saying it like I got no already.
Right, one day.
You know what I mean? Like, right. But I don't know. That's just my mindset. I'm really so, like, we were on the right track back then. Malcolm X even had said it. I feel like I don't even know the quote. Well, I'm trying to quote it, but when
we put ourselves up.
No, he was just saying like after once Malcolm X was and Martin Luther King was one of them.
What do you say?
But they pretty much said like after the they like what is it called, the opposite of segregation, like that brought them together.
Oh, not immigration. Fuck, it's running a fucking Integration, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was gonna say it right.
Integration was right.
But when they put try to start mixing men, it's like I really don't think that we're meant to mix together. We're not. I really don't think. It's a crazy thing because human beings are like supposed to be the most intelligent people.
I mean, we are the same.
But they was something like even like when you washing your clothes, even to separate your whites from your colors.
Right. Yeah, or whatever. Right.
So it's just like I don't know.
I get that. I just want to say this. Not Fidel Castro. It was what was it? Shoot, because I want to get his name right because we had issues with that last time. His name is Philando Castile. That's what I meant by the killing. The police that killed the guy.
Oh, you
that's Fidel Castro. That's not the right person. Shit.
Yeah.
And to kind of, I understand. I do think we need to come together, but we need to come together, within this setting still. Because we can't. We have to start from somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We need to figure out what our curricular would be.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it would be general education and everything, but we have to, know our true history and how we're gonna teach that and everything.
Because let's be honest. Without money, it's hard to do anything. And then honestly, it's sad that this money is white people money. At the end of the day, our money, the way we trade money, is white people. White people have invented that, and this is what it is. I don't know that necessarily
that's how you know you're completely detached from their system. It's when you don't have to use their money.
Right. And that will be hard to do in today's society. It would be hard for us to do that. But I think, because you got to think about it, we still have to have loans from their banks. And their banks aren't going to want to provide that cushion. That's why we need people that are billionaires, millionaires that are black. They need to invest into their into our community. They need to invest into, because at the end of the day, it's not gonna happen without money.
That's the thing. Every time we do try, and it's crazy because I still want it. But I also know that when we do make our own communities, they come in and they burn them down.
Yeah.
And then they want to talk about us, talk about how we don't have shit.
Right.
Because that's what they did with Black Wall Street.
Yeah, I know.
They had their own, we had our own shit. But then they came in, it's like, oh, they thriving without us?
Yeah.
Are they living without us? We're about to take this.
I don't think today that would happen, but we need people that have
still would.
Not with our billionaires, our millionaires. I don't think it would, because we have the same amount of money as the people that would try to burn us down. We need somebody that has that support.
Do we have our own military, though?
We don't, but we do have African Americans and people of color that are in the military.
How many
that are high ranks?
How many bombs and stuff do they own that they could go and retaliate? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We need billionaires that can buy that stuff. That can build that stuff. We somebody that
we're not about that life, though.
Right. The most of them aren't. So I'm saying we need somebody to back. We need people that have the money to support the means to support that type of movement. But as of now, we need to all just come together as people and stand for what is right. Period. That's the first thing. Because at the end of the day, it probably won't ever happen. We probably won't ever.
It's not going to happen. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be like the
but it would be nice if we go and support our black-owned businesses and not sit there and be like, oh, this is too much. But, and keeping it back of our head, like, yeah, they may be overcharging, but they probably overcharging for a reason. Like, their rent is higher than Susie next door's. You know, like, it's like, we gotta start supporting people, like, and supporting all our people, should I say. Or people of color, period. I ain't gonna just say black people, like, every person of color. You know, we just need to, support one another. And work together as a team. And it does not have to, because one thing about Asians, they fucking work together as a team. They will start with a small shiny town, and then before you know it, it's all the way up the block and all the way around the corner. Like, they will build on their own shit. And they did this in America.
They also, when they own their own business, their money stays in their
they support each other
a few times before you're going to go shop with anybody else.
Exactly.
And black people, as soon as they get their money, they go spend it with everyone
exactly.
else. Except for,
exactly.
You know.
And we, I'm, of course, I'm, you know, I do that too. You know, I'm the first one to admit, like, yes, I like to go buy, you know, nice things, and, you know, but we don't have too many, you know, I don't want to, because that sounds so bad, but we don't have too many mainstream African American clothing designer, you know, people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna go spend our money and we want nice things, and more so it might be more of the label. But I will say, people say whatever they want to say about the label, but the clothes are actually good too. You know, like, it's
we
worth
want
it
to be branded by our
clothing
counterparts.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm saying we need to support each other. So maybe if I do support this, you know, boutique down the street that's African American owned, maybe one day he or she will have a mainstream, you know, to be able to afford that nice material that you can wash and it won't shrink. You know, I mean, it's just shit like that. You know, it's just, we gotta start from square one and build up. You know, so pretty much all. I'm rambling, and I think we're going in circles. But
that's all we're doing.
Yeah. But don't forget to like, comment, share.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else to say? Because I kind of just cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, sis. But we out of here. Our Twitter is
Captivity Television.
Yes, and make sure you guys. Yeah, and make sure you guys. You know, tweet us, comment with us. We got enough followers. Shout out to you. And then our video actually did very well last week, so that I'm happy. That makes me happy. So yeah, share. All right, guys, and join the conversation. Comment if you guys have any. If you guys disagree, agree with anything we have to say down there, please. And white supremacists, if you guys want to come over to the channel and have someone say and state your point of view, you're American, or probably American. You have the right to your opinion, but just know, work on for that ass. All right, we out of here.